Hello, this is Stuart and thanks for coming through to check out this video. This is a video dedicated to simple lead capture and really using it in conjunction with your SFM marketing campaigns and business system. So the first thing that you're going to notice is if you've ever logged into simple lead capture before as a user, not as an SFM member, you'll notice that we have additional banners and it looks slightly different to the way that you're going to see it as an SFM business system user. And the reason being is that you've already got started with us, so there's no need for us to advertise the SFM on this particular dashboard, but also we've got some additional features that are going to help you with your tracking and taking your marketing campaigns with the SFM to the next level. So I want to spend some time with you in this video really helping you really think about how to use this system to put your marketing on steroids, as they say. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to create a new lead capture page. And then we're going to pick a theme. I'm actually going to pick the latest theme that we have right now. One thing you'll notice each and every time you log in is that we're always making some tweaks and changes to the system, and one of those changes is quite often adding themes. There's lots of empty boxes here for us to continue to add more and more themes as time goes on. I'm actually going to use the latest theme at the point of doing this video, which is called the Freedom theme. And what I want to do is I really want to talk you through the way that I recommend that you create squeeze pages when you're targeting a specific audience. See, one of the ways to really stand out in your marketing is to customize a lot of the marketing that you're doing, rather than replicating or duplicating standard squeeze pages, which absolutely works. This is going to give you the opportunity to slowly but surely incorporate some of your own marketing campaigns within your marketing efforts. And over time, what you'll probably find if you're dedicated to doing this is that your particular campaigns will start to outperform some of the default marketing pages that we provide for you, or any affiliate program is going to provide you. And the reason being is that at the end of the day, your goal should be to build your list, and your list should consist of an audience of people that you can relate to and that you can attract into your marketing campaigns. Because when it comes to doing email marketing and follow-ups, over time when customers start to buy the products and services that you're recommending, I can only stress at this point, if you've never sort of built a big affiliate business before, it really is a lot better when you're only dealing and attracting customers that are, whether they're like-minded or not isn't so important, but certainly the type of individuals that you want to be dealing with. Now, you'll know that Jay and I, from a perspective of building the SFM and having our Digital Experts Academy product line, we're very passionate about people who treat their education seriously. We're very passionate about showing people how to build businesses online without what the normal hype and the normal exaggerations that you see online. Most of the squeeze pages out there have huge false promises, illegal income claims, they have a lot of hype, the typical magic formula, magic loophole, secret system, and really, that doesn't tend to attract somebody who is serious about their education. It tends to attract the typical opportunity seeker who jumps from one opportunity to another, and as a result of that, they rarely invest time, energy, effort in their education, their resources, and not, in my opinion, the type of customer that you want to be attracting. Now, why do I tell you all of this whilst we're building simple lead capture? Well, really to stress the importance of taking time to do this properly. Now, one of the first things that I do whenever I create a custom squeeze page for an affiliate offer, something I haven't done so much since doing SFM, Digital Experts Academy, is that I go out and I research the different audiences that I want to be attracting for the particular product that I'm going to be selling. So to keep this super relevant, we're going to be talking about attracting people for the SFM business system. We're going to be talking about attracting people for Digital Experts Academy product line. Now, what I do is I get a notepad and pen out, and then I start to write down ideas in terms of the type of people that I think would be a good fit for the products that I'm promoting. So I remember when I first got started online and I was researching, I would go to the internet and I would type in all sorts of different terms. I was typing in everything from businesses without cold calling right through to terminologies, or terms I should say, search terms that were more about learning specific skill sets, whether it be the likes of list building or online marketing, and I would follow a lot of different authors, a lot of different gurus. And one of the things I suggest you do is think about your journey and the type of individuals, the books that you read, the type of people that you follow, because it's highly likely that if you have found books that you found inspirational, the type of people that you would want on your list are the similar people that have found the same books as you interesting, or have gained value from the type of leaders in the industry or the authors of the books that you read. And in fact, I would say books is one of the best ways to start, because it naturally attracts a very specific audience. I always talk about one of the books that really changed my perspective, I suppose, on making money from the very day that I read that book onwards. It was a huge pattern interrupt in my life, and that was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I'll never forget the term JOB being just over broke, and how Robert was very passionate about telling people to really create their own income streams and multiple income streams and diversify the way that they make money and invest and everything else. And it was a real pattern interrupt for me. So let's use that as an example when creating a squeeze page. So the first thing that I would do when thinking about the audience, the type of people that I want to attract on my list, is I would go and type in, for example, the book or the author or the guru that I'm following, and the first thing I would look to do is go to their personal authority site. Most gurus, authors, speakers, anybody who's anybody these days tends to have their own authority website, hence why we have our Platinum education program to help our students become an authority. And I will tend to go and find their website. And the reason I'm doing this is to get inspiration, to get ideas, to get marketing terminology, and really think about the way that I'm going to put my squeeze page together. So the first thing I'll look at is the homepage. What terms are they using right now? Nothing, really screaming out at me. You've got check out our latest video. Well, that's not going to be any good for our campaign. Open your eyes. Probably not all that relevant for a particular squeeze page that we're going to be building. But then what I'll do is I'll go through the various resources, for example, workshops, and I'll take notes. I've got my pad, my pen, and I'll just look at the different things that I've noticed and that's standing out on the site. So straight away I'll look for things that are bolded out. So you'll see here your very own Rich Dad, and I might just write that down because it might become relevant when I'm writing my campaign. Cash flow, it's bolded out, it's uppercase letters. Cash flow, that's a really good term, isn't it? In my opinion, it's a much better term for most people than, say, for example, the typical make money term that is used online so much, because make money is often going to be associated with the scammy get richy quick schemes out there. Yet cash flow, it's another way of, I suppose, representing the idea of making money, but in a, let's say, more classy way when it comes to marketing online. And chances are you'll see on this website, never highlighted the term of make money or get money or earn, a specific income claim or a legal income claim, because, Robert is an authority figure that obviously takes business seriously. So this is a really good way to get ideas for creating your campaigns. And you might want to look at the way that he's attracting his audience. Free introduction, sign up and get your free special report. He's using the term free, special, report, all of the things that we sort of recommend that you use in your marketing. 5 secrets to jumpstart your cash flow. Again, we've got the term cash flow again. So these are just ideas that we can write down, and it's really going to be useful when it comes to actually creating your squeeze page. The next thing that I would do is I would tend to sort of then click through various different tabs and buttons on the website and just look for general ideas. There's a sign up tab here. Again, look at the various different terms that he's using, and also I'd make a note of the different colors. There's a banner here, and let's go through and check this out because this already looks interesting. So straight away, immediately this screams at me: boost your monthly income. I mean, how relevant is that to the education that we provide here at SFM and Digital Experts Academy? Yet it's not going to be associated as a term like a lot of the crap that's punted online. So I'm going to steal that immediately. This is a great idea for using in my page. So let's get rid of this text here, and I'm just going to grab this text as plain text and replace it. Boost your monthly income sits there really nicely. Another thing is I'd look at the sort of color schemes. If I know that I'm targeting the audience of Robert Kiyosaki, which I could do through Facebook ads or banner advertising or through forum marketing, then an idea would be to sort of replicate or get close to the kind of colors and look and feel of that audience is used to. So boost your monthly income. Then what I would tend to do is really think about what's relevant about what I'm actually offering here. So if we put here, for example, claim, in fact, let's go with free, let's change it to white, we want to separate it, free video bootcamp series, teaches you. Free video bootcamp series teaches you how to, let's put, increase your cash flow by, let's put the word leveraging. Why? Because I know that Robert constantly talks about the word leverage from reading his books. By leveraging, let's just put for now, online business systems. Now, of course, I'm doing this completely on the fly. That's actually not a bad page so far. Boost your monthly income straight away. It's going to be relevant to that audience with, for example, let's say a Facebook advertising campaign. Free video bootcamp series, very relevant to what we're offering. Teaches you how to increase your cash flow by leveraging online business systems. So it's not hypey, there's no false income claims. The type of people that I'm going to be targeting are, highly likely going to be interested when they read terms like leverage, when they read terms like increased cash flow. So far I'm quite happy with that. Now, next thing you'll see is a template typical for a squeeze page. Enter your email address to receive this free report. So obviously I'm going to change that to keep it relevant to receive. In fact, I don't know why, but this looks like it's got the I before the E. Let's correct that as the standard template. So enter your email address to receive. Let's just put these free videos for now. Okay. Now, I would tend to still look to make some other changes, whether it be through the text within the buttons, or you can see here it says download my report. That's something that I want to tweak for sure, because it's not a report that we're actually talking about, so we'll change that in a moment. But I'm still not completely satisfied with this, because I want to try and make it even more relevant to that audience. So what I would do then is I would again look, what is it that Robert does? What are people used to seeing? Is there other terms that I can see? This is a term that he always uses. You can choose to be rich. Something that anybody that's ever followed Robert Kiyosaki and read his books knows that he's always talking about. You can choose to be rich. Now, if I know that I'm specifically targeting people that are an audience of Robert's books, I might steal something like, for example, it says here, rich dads, you can choose to be rich. Okay, so I might slightly tweak my page to something like this as an example. Again, let me just grab some plain text and let me put something like this. Rich dad, let's put rich dad says, and then let's put you can choose to be rich. Okay. Then I might have, for example, enter your email address to receive these free videos and start to increase your cash flow. Okay. So now you're starting to get an idea of how we can start to sort of tweak these pages to keep them super relevant to the audience that we're targeting. Now I better name this so that we don't lose it. I'm just going to put here rich dad. Let's say we're doing it for a Facebook campaign, a Facebook ad. Page link, I tend to suggest lowercase and keep it one term, so I'm just going to put rich dad for now. Let's save our progress so far. Last thing that we want to do is lose the progress that we're making. And also, once the page is saved, before we go into sort of the next stages, we can obviously open up the web link and just see how it's looking. And you know, it's not looking too bad. I'm pretty happy with what I can see so far. So next thing is going to be to move through the tabs. Let's go back into Simple Lead Capture. We're on the info. Let's go to the media. Do we want to change the background image? Well, I'm not fussed for this particular demonstration. I'm actually quite happy with that image. It shows a couple that are smiling, they're happy, freedom, kind of background that would be relevant for our audience. Do I want a logo bar? Typically I'm not going to. Media, do I want to add a report or a video? For this one I'm not going to. Form, super relevant. This is something that we definitely need to be covering. So the next stage is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Aweber, and I'm going to go to sign up form. So once you're logged into Aweber, if you're giving away your video bootcamp, you're going to make sure that you're in the correct list, and we're going to create a sign up form. So the first stage is to decide, do we want to keep the form looking the same as the theme is designed, which is most likely going to be a yes. And if so, it's not going to take us too long to actually tweak the form the way that we want it. Do we want name and email, or do we just want email? These are all things that we need to decide in our autoresponder. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this up. I'm going to get rid of the header. I'm going to get rid of the footer. I don't want any of those footer messages. The button, I'm going to change the text. I'm going to put send me the free videos now, exclamation mark, and hit save. Just resize that for the sake of knowing that we're on the right track. So that's kind of similar. Now the first thing that I can notice is it's got the name at the top and the email above the actual box itself, whereas on this particular theme you'll notice that the way that it's been designed is that it's got the what we would call the value inside the box. Okay, so I'm going to just tweak this in Aweber so it stays the same. So they call it a label when it's above in Aweber. I'm actually going to change that and delete that so there's no label at all. And value, which will go inside the box, I'm going to put email. I could even put even more details. I could put enter your email, and then remove text when clicked. That means when somebody clicks their mouse in the box, it's going to get rid of the text, which I definitely recommend you do. Same with name. I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to go to options, and value again. I'm going to put enter your name. Let's just correct that. Enter your name. And again, the same thing. I want to remove the text when I tick it, and from a perspective of the label, I don't want anything. And I'm going to hit save. So now we've created a theme that, of a form that looks pretty much the way that I want it to look. Go to step 2. That next thing is to name the form. So I'm going to put Rich Dad Facebook ad, and I might even put SLC just to really make sure it's really clear where I'm using this form. Rich Dad Facebook ad, Simple Lead Capture. Next thing, I'm going to be selecting the thank you page. Now when you use a thank you page, this is where you're going to redirect the person when they enter their email address. Well, what we recommend you do with Simple Lead Capture is actually use the thank you page link that we provide you here, because the only reason being it's going to allow you to very quickly see your stats on the Simple Lead Capture dashboard when you log into the dashboard, which I'll come back and show you in a moment what I mean. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to put in the URL as this, Simple Lead Capture thank you, and I'm going to save the form and go to step 3. And this is where we're now ready to publish the form. Now there's a couple of things that you need to be very aware of. So the first thing is with Simple Lead Capture, you'll see it says your thank you link. Okay, so this is where do we actually want them to redirect once they've entered their email address. That could be your About Me page on your blog, it could be the free report that they're going to download, it could be the SFM Bootcamp Day 1. Let's go back to the SFM dashboard. If I go to marketing and go to my links, this is where we actually have the various different links that you might want to redirect people once they've entered their email address. So for this particular one, I'm going to redirect them to the original SFM funnel. If you ever want to know what page that is, all you need to do is click the link, and that will take you through so you can actually see what that particular page looks like. So this is where they can find out about claiming the free training. So I'm going to go with this one. This is where I want to redirect them. Again, it could be day 1 video bootcamp. It's really up to you. And paste that in there. And that is where they're going to land. If you also want them to land on a page that looks the same sort of theme with a message, you could also write in a thank you message. For example, thank you for subscribing. Please check your email for your free report. And then that would work that way. Now this is really important, is to really establish 2 things. The first thing is the opt-in code that we're going to have on the page from Aweber. Now with Aweber, which is what we recommend there, it does seem to be a bit of a bug, certainly on Mac computers. If you go to raw HTML version, there's this button below here that says include beautiful form styles. What that basically means is that Aweber will do the styling of the form, so it will look and feel how you make it look in Aweber, which is not what we want. We want it to look and feel the same way that we've designed it. Now if I tick that box, this should get rid of the styling in Aweber. This is just something to be aware of. If it does, you'll notice straight away. If it doesn't, you'll see that there's no changes. So I'm going to just select all of this and just show you what's happening, because Aweber doesn't seem to be working. If I paste that code in here, you'll see that it's kept the form the same size as the design, but it's not looking right. You can see it's how I designed it on Aweber. So with Aweber at the moment, most autoresponders you can completely clear any styling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to sign up forms, and I'm going to find the form. So you see here rich dad FB ad simple lead capture. That was the one that we just created, and I'm going to go to publish again, and for whatever reason this time it's going to change it. If I go to raw HTML and then get rid of the styling, tick the box, you'll see it changed. If I tick it back, it's got styling. If I untick it, it's changing. So hopefully they'll get that fixed some point soon. I know that our tech team have let them know about that bug. But if I go back this time and paste the form in without the styling, you'll see it's kept the styling of the form the way that it's designed, and it's also even brought in the text that I created in Aweber. Now at first this might seem very fiddly, and you might have to pause and watch the video a couple of times, but mark my words, once you've got your first few up and running, it's going to be super easy to get these up and running and working the way that you want them. And if I wanted to change the button text, I can also do it inside simple lead capture as well, but I did it in Aweber, so I'm happy with everything. Now the next thing that's important is this here, really important: send leads to the SFM. What that means is that when you go into your back office and you go to marketing and you go to my leads, you're going to send your leads to the back office so you can see the leads coming into the system. I'll give you a demonstration in a moment. If you don't tick that box, maybe you're not marketing an SFM product, so you don't want them in the SFM back office, then you will only be able to see the leads and manage the leads in your Aweber account. So it's fine to do that, but just be aware that it's important you understand. If you want the leads to contribute to the leaderboards, for example, most leads, and you're using simple lead capture, you can do that, but you will need to make sure that you tick that box. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go through to the style. Again, are we happy with everything? The background colors, the button style, this font I am. SEO, page title, I definitely recommend that you put in. So for example, I might just put, for this instance, rich dad, poor dad, fan, question mark, just an example. Again, keywords and meta description really isn't all that important, because it's not likely to get ranked highly in search engines, being a lead capture page, but it's more than okay for you to do that, fill in any keywords and description. And then you've got the extras tab where you might want to do an exit pop-up, you might want to add your own privacy policy disclaimer. Again, these are sort of tools that you may or may not want to use, any advanced tracking scripts, which we're not going to go into detail on this particular training because I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of some of the more advanced things right now and save confusion. So again, I'm happy with everything now. I'm going to save the page, and we're ready to rock. This is going to be a page that is ready to market, and all I'm going to do is test it and make sure that the leads are working and going into Aweber. So the way I'll do that is very simply, open up the web page, check that I'm happy with the look and feel of the page. I'm going to enter my email. I'm just going to put in here Stuart testing 123456. Okay, email, I'm just going to put Stuart123456 at AOL.com, just because this isn't a real test, and I'm going to put send me the free videos. And the next thing is just to make sure that the page is working as it should do. The details are going to go into Aweber. The page is redirecting where I want it to redirect, which we can see it has. It's gone through to the redirect link that I suggested into Simple Lead Capture. And I'm happy. You know, the next thing I would do is just go into Aweber, make sure the lead has gone to Aweber, make sure that the lead has gone into my back office. If I go to marketing and my leads, we should see the lead in the lead section. And we can, there it is, Stuart testing 123456, and the landing page Simple Lead. Now the final thing I want to wrap up with, I know people are going to be really pleased with, is that we have the link generator now in Simple Lead Capture as well. So for example, if you want to track it to a particular marketing campaign, whether it be forum posts or banners, the way that you can do that is through the tracking link generator. So all you do is select the page that you're wanting to track. So I'm going to do rich dad FB ad, enter your tracking parameter. So for example, I'll put FB ad 1, and that would be likely, highly likely, an advert on Facebook targeting people that like Robert Kiyosaki or like Rich Dad Poor Dad. Generate the link. There's the link. I'm now ready to go and use this in my marketing campaign. I would obviously test that it's working in the browser, which it is. And next thing I'll do is just test that that tracking parameter is working. So I'm going to put this time Stuart testing 12345678, and email I'm going to put in at AOL.com as a test. I would normally test with my own email addresses and just make sure the emails are coming through, etc. But I just want to give you an example. Again, I would enter the email address into the system, make sure that it's working as it should be, and let's close off the page as it loads. We don't need that right now. Go back to the dashboard, marketing, my leads, and this time you'll see that we have the tracking parameter, so we know exactly where that lead has come from. Also, from a simplicity perspective, if I go to my dashboard, you'll see that we've now got 3 views and 2 conversions. So it's just a really quick way of seeing the way that the page is converting for us. If I want to reset those conversions, be sure that you do want to reset them. I can hit the reset button and that will take it back to 0 and 0. I can then have my solo ad go out, or I can start my Facebook campaign. And it's just a really quick, easy way to track the results and see how that's all working. So hopefully this video has given you some food for thought, some ideas with regards to your marketing campaigns. One other point that I will make is obviously you may want to also use TidyUrl to tidy up your links if you don't want to use Simple Lead Capture / your username for the URL. There's options you've got. You might want to mask it with TidyUrl if you're using it on a custom WordPress blog, or you might just want to do it under the resources tab, TidyUrl, and then let's just put it in as Rich Dad, and I'm going to select to use the advanced features. Let's use a cloaked version, and again I'll just put in the title Rich Dad Poor Dad fan, and link label, just a reminder for my TidyUrl system, I'll just put Rich Dad page, and if I want to add it to any particular menus that I've created, I'm going to add it to my lead capture pages, hit create link. That's now created a really tidy URL here, tidyurl.com /richdad. Again, if I put it in the browser and enter, the page is working, the tracking parameter is hidden behind the masked TidyUrl link, and this is a link that's ready to be advertised or posted to my Facebook or tweeted through my Twitter or sent out through a solo ad, etc., etc. So I know for some of you that this will be music to your ears. You'll be taking and running away with some of these ideas. For others, it may be very early on with regards to your marketing and getting used to the technology and getting used to, you know, doing all of this stuff with Aweber and autoresponders and lead generation. If you're feeling massively overwhelmed, just stick to the system, the default pages, the default squeeze pages. Don't run before you can walk, as they say, and just figure out really what works for you. But hopefully at some point, whether you're ready right now or later on, this is going to be a system that you're going to be able to use to really hone in on your campaigns. It's really important from a long-term perspective that you get used to picking your audience. What are the type of people that you want on your list? What books do they read? What country do they live in? You know, what are their interests? What are their age? You know, the like of Facebook advertising, the demographics that you can target the things that they like, the age that they are, the sex that they are, the country that they live in. And it's my advice, particularly when you're spending money on your advertising, is that you really hone in on the audience that you're going for. People that are a similar age to you is often a good idea. Sometimes the same sex. If you're a stay-at-home mum, you know, target women with children because they're going to relate more to you. You're going to build better relationships with them most of the time. You're definitely going to have an audience of people, if they're reading the same books as you, that take and share some of the same interests. And it's just a way of really starting to create a quality list. Remember, I always harp on about it's not the size of your list, it's the quality of your list. And when you're selling top tier or high ticket products, more important than ever. Alright guys, thanks for coming through to check out this video, and I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Take care.